In 700 chapters of manga and even greater number of anime episodes, Naruto established itself as one of the Japan's biggest exports in the genre, with the enthusiastic ninja's tale gathering immense popularity both in this homeland and across the globe. Naruto's story has now concluded a follow-up anime and manga series focusing on his son Boruto, which is currently in production and going on. There are some few scenes in the Naruto that stuck up with the audience long after the credit rolled up and even the Naruto ended. So in this video we are going over the top 10 most heartbreaking scenes of Naruto series. On the 10th number, the moment is when Itachi slaughters his parents. When viewers first witness the scene in which Itachi murders every member of Uchiha clan except Sasuke, emotional perhaps wasn't the first thing they felt. It was dramatic, brutal, and maybe even scary, but not overly emotive in the usual sense. It was only when the full context of these events was finally revealed that the impact of this scene truly hits the fandom. It transpires that Itachi has been forced to slaughter his own clan in order to avoid the full-scale civil war and to protect the life of his beloved brother. Performing the crime took a huge toll on Itachi, and the image of him standing over his parents with a blade, crying his eyes out while his mother and father patiently awaits their demise is as haunting as anything else in the series. On the ninth number, the moment is when Naruto finally meets his parents. The entry melts as both are very much worthy of inclusion but for exactly the same reason. As an orphan from the very first day of his life, Naruto wouldn't have expected to see his parents. However, thanks to the power of anime logic, he was actually able to encounter both in two highly emotional scenes. Upon meeting his father for the first time, Naruto initially unleashed over a decade of pent-up rage towards his old man, but this quickly fades into father's and son love. This scene where Naruto meets his mother is arguably even more emotional, with the protagonist quickly breaking into tears. Fittingly, both parents managed to help Naruto deal with the nine-tailed fox that they were responsible for sealing within him. Although the meeting were brief, they packed a heavy emotional punch. On the 8th number, the position holds is for Gaara's sad backstory. Gaara originally appeared as a villain in the early days of Naruto, but our main protagonist managed to take Gaara over the good guy's side after a huge showdown. Subsequently, Gaara needed a strong backstory to explain to viewers why he was originally so bad and to help them understand why he would now align himself with Naruto. The resulting flashbacks did just that and much more with the deeply upsetting story that both explain Gaara's hate and anger, endearing him to fans for the remainder of the series. On the 7th number, the moment is of sealing of the Ninetale. It was long time before fans got witness what truly happened the day our Naruto was born. And due to the flashback's intensity and sombre tone, many probably wished it had remained a mystery. This set of episodes covered the event that led to the death of Naruto's parents and the sealing of the nine-tailed fox inside of him. And although there are many great feats in the air movements, such as the fight between Minato and Tobi, the couple's final scene is nothing short of tragedy. With both Kushina and Minato acting as a human shield for their son, they regretfully seal the beast into the newborn child, knowing fully well that they won't be around to help him cope with such a burden. However, it's Kushina's speech that triggers the deepest emotions, as she attempts to fit a lifetime of motherly parenting into just a few short moments. On the 6th number, the moment is Minato's final farewell. The battle against final villain Kaguya was emotional enough, but Naruto Shippuden had a tear-jerking ass up its sleeves to really ramp up the drama of its final stages. Thanks to the Edo Tensei reanimation technique, Naruto has been given a chance to fight alongside with his father, Minato. Inevitably, the time arrived for that jutsu to end and for Minato to return to the afterlife. And the exchange between father and son in the final moments is nothing short of heartbreaking moments. From Naruto mirroring his mother's famous speech to Minato wishing his son a happy birthday. The scene is dripping with emotion and is perfect to fit for the series' final absolutely soul-crushing moments. On the 5th number, the moment is when Hinata confesses her love. When it came down to who Naruto should be paired with at the end of the series, fans were firmly divided between Sakura, Naruto's crush since the start, or Hinata, the shy girl who had always secretly admired him from a distance. Hinata never mustered the courage to tell Naruto her feelings, but this all changed during the fight of pain. With Naruto being soundly and brutally beaten, the hopelessly outmatched Hinata made a brave stand, declaring her love for Naruto as she attempted to protect him. The revelation clearly shocks Naruto, and frustratingly, the whole situation is largely ignored in the battle's aftermath. Happily, the couple would eventually get together in Naruto the last movie and went on to have children. Although her husband is constantly busy with his duties as a Hokage, Hinata remains as faithful and supportive of Naruto as she was that day against the fight with Pain. On the fourth number, the movement is, big spoilers guys, Neji's death. Out of all the supporting Konoha 11 characters, Neji arguably developed the most significantly over the source of Naruto series, transforming from an angry and arrogant child to a noble young man who respected the power of his cousin Hinata after almost killing the girl during the Chunin exam arc. Facing the might of both Obito and Madara as well as the 10 tails they were controlling, Naruto briefly collapsed from exhaustion just as the Jubi unleashed a wave of sharp projectiles. Naturally, Hinata stepped in to protect him from harm with her own body, but both she and Naruto are saved by Neji, who makes an ultimate sacrifice to protect the budding couple. Taking two heavy blows to the chest, Neji fails to survive the attack, and the symmetry of him protecting the peoples he formerly looked down upon is absolutely clear. On the third number, the fight is between Naruto and Sasuke, the final battle. The final climatic battle between eternal rivals Naruto and Sasuke was never going to be short of drama or anticipations, and fans will have their own opinions on whether the clash lived up to the expectations. It's difficult to deny, however, that the fight packed a huge emotional impact, showcasing everything from classic taijutsu and basic ninja tool skills. The episode were a fitting send-off for the long-running series. The ending was also predictably intense, with the two fighters ripping each other's arm off in the one huge final attack, and Sasuke ultimately accepting defeat because only Naruto had the will left to continue the fight. Perhaps the real tearjerker here is the gradual realization that this was it, the final fight. After years spent alongside these characters and this fictional world, Masashi Kishimoto's ninja tale was finally coming to close. On the second number, the movement is Itachi's death. Not many characters could get away with dying once in highly emotional scene and then coming back to do it all over again with an even more intense send-off. After an epic fight with his brother Sasuke, Itachi succumbed to the effects of terminal illness. He finally collapsed and died. In his last living moment, Itachi apologized to his brother, giving him one last smile and playful poke before dropping to the ground, leaving his younger siblings reeling in shock. Later in the series, Itachi is one of the many characters revived by the Edo Tensei. Although he managed to sever the techniques tied and remain independent, he teamed up with Sasuke to take out Kabuto, and immediately after the battle begins the journey of his afterlife. Somehow, his final speech here is even more affecting and touching than it was during his actual death, with Itachi reminding his brother how much he will always love him. On the first number, the most saddest moment is Jiraiya's death. Naruto didn't often kill main characters, but when it did, the impact was keenly felt. Despite being a massive pervert, Naruto's godfather and mentor Jiraiya was a popular figure with the fans and was central to all the other narrative thanks to his ongoing search for the child of prophecy that would bring peace to the ninja world. Unfortunately, one of the Jiraiya's former students would herald the Toad Sage's own downfall when Nagato morphed into the villainous Pain. Determined to clean up his own mess, Jiraiya confronted his former pupil but was overpowered by the power of Rinnegan, and in an intensely emotional scene died alongside in the rain. The physical beating in the last fight is brutal enough, but the combination of Jiraiya's final word and the series' flashback scenes that see Jiraiya identifying Naruto as his true legacy really opened up fans' tear ducts. So yeah, these were the top 10 emotional and most heartbreaking moments from Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. So if you enjoyed this video, just don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel because I post daily anime content about top 10, top 5 listings, anime reviews, recommendations, news, theories and all sort of anime content on daily basis. So if you enjoyed, please subscribe, and that was it, and I will see you in the next one. Sayonara.